Folks. Uh, so I mentioned in other videos that for about 20, close to 20 years now, probably 90% of my diet has been fluid dairy products. That would be milk and a little bit of half and half, which is half milk and half cream, and a little bit of cream. Um, but I do eat solid some, and I almost never buy anything in a supermarket but fluid dairy products. But in the house here, we ended up with old seasonings. These are a couple of them, and no one was using them. There was there was a time I think when maybe they did get used, um, but the person who used them stopped using them so much. I wanted to actually use them, um, but I don't eat much solid food, which is normally what you'd put stuff like this on. So my solution, so I do also put a lot of food, solid food in milk. Um, I either put it straight down the funnel, or with some food, I have a big funnel that I can put food down this way too. Some food is hard to put straight into the nozzle. Like like let's say someone in the house had made spaghetti and they had extra and it looked like no one was going to eat it. I might eat it, but I'd have to put the spaghetti down into the milk with a funnel. It'd be too hard to put it straight into the nozzle. And I use a poker to poke food down. And in this case, the way I actually have been using these up is actually to put them in the milk. So I'm going to dump a little now. That's uh, that's a little bit of that's for fajitas. I forget. I'm sorry. I should have looked up what a fajita is, but it's kind of a Latino Hispanic seasoning spice. And then I'm going to put some of this. That's called seasoned pepper. And those things are fine in the milk. I mean, a lot of people may never have thought of doing this. I'm not saying they're better in the milk than they are on solid food, but it just solves my problem. Given my diet, if I only put those spices on solid food, it would really take a long time to finish them because I don't eat solid food that often. But I do drink a great deal of milk, and I kind of want to use them up somewhat quickly, just because if they sit in the cabinet for years, they just won't be as fresh. And they take up space. Um, so that's basically the idea. I do, I actually do have a couple of old ones that I've used up in the milk. That was Mrs. Dash that sat around for years unused, and that went into the milk, and that's empty now. This is kind of an artificial butter that sat around also for this one, I think, might have sat in the cupboard for more than 30 years. Got used a little bit at first, and then people lost interest, and it just sat in there. I wouldn't be so, and I used those both up with the funnel idea, and it worked out okay. These spices have generally tasted okay. This one, yeah, it tasted a little off, but you know, I wouldn't want to eat it regularly, being that old, but it was only that much, and it was fine in the milk, and then it was gone. Uh, so that's really the idea here, just to share with you as an option. Now, I will say, and you, even if you eat mostly solid food like most people, you could still spice your drinks the way I'm doing, and it wouldn't have to be milk. Um, Now, I don't know if that'd be good or not. These spices are probably designed to go on solid food, and maybe they're better on solid food. I don't know. I like the taste they give to the milk. I shake this up before every time before I take a swallow. And yeah, it's a nice taste. But in fact, I think it tastes better than it tastes on solid food. You actually get the flavor more strongly. Not sure why. Maybe because milk itself, well, solid food is often a big mix of flavors. And sometimes, I don't know. I'm not sure, but actually, I think the spices taste better in milk. But you could put them in orange juice or beer. You could spice up anything with spices, depending on if the idea intrigued you and you were feeling it or not. It's an option, but if you don't use it, it's completely okay. So I don't know what else to say about it, but I thought it was good to give you an option. If I forgot to say something in the video or I said something wrong, I'll write about it in the description below or maybe make another video, so look for those. And to be clear, I'm not advocating for people eating stuff that's 30 years old. I was cool with it, but you could use the rest of the idea and not necessarily eat super old stuff. That's, I suppose, an individual decision, but it went okay for me. If you had old stuff and didn't want to eat it, if you can, at least I would think put it out in your yard for compost. But that's another video, I suppose.